Today we're doing a review of the Incase ARC Small Crossbody bag. In this video, we're gonna take my experience of reviewing 500 plus of the world's best bags, and I'm gonna tear this thing apart. We're gonna pack it out. I'm gonna give you my honest pros and cons, and you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because if you're not quite sold if this is the bag for you, I'll make a couple of alternative suggestions for bags that are similar to this, but a little bit different as well, so you can get an idea of what the best options are on the market and find the best bag for your needs. Let's talk about the gist of the Incase ARC Small Crossbody bag. And I'm really excited because this is our first Incase review. And Incase is like one of those kind of legacy, for lack of a better word, corporate brands, but also like one of the better bag brands that you see in retail stores across the world, but especially in the USA. But don't let that, corporate reputation fool you. We've been testing out a few of their bags over the past week, this one included, and they do some pretty cool stuff. Let's talk about some of the top features of the crossbody. First of all, it is a vertical sling, or is it? And what I mean by that is that it's typically worn on the body like this. There's a lot of versatility as to where the shoulder strap is indeed unclippable and then reclippable on all the corners of the bag, therefore allowing you to carry it as you please. I got some thoughts on this though. I think it's kind of cool and a little gimmicky at the same time. I'll dive into that a little bit deeper one chapter from now. We've got a front sleeve pocket here, a back sleeve pocket as well, and then two YKK zippers leading to the main compartment where we have a bit of organization, but not too much. It's definitely a sling that's more on the minimalist side. As of recording, the AR crossbody comes in 3 color options. Now let's talk about the size of the bag. We've got a height of 8 inches, a width of 5 inches, and a fully packed out depth of around 1.5 inches. Now, Incase doesn't specify the capacity of the bag on their website, but you can see we filled it with our volume measuring balls. And you can see that black mark is 1 liter, so we're at about 0.5 liters of actual capacity. Because of how small it is, it basically looks the exact same whether it's empty or packed out. This is the bag when it's empty. Here you can see the bag fully packed out and worn on the Nomads Nation team. For reference, I'm 5'8" and our media manager Margaret is 5'2". And we're gonna pack out the bag throughout the entire view so you can see exactly what it fits. All Incase bags are protected by their 1-year warranty. And for all that, the ARC crossbody runs around 40 USD. And if at any point during this review, you're thinking about picking one of these up or you wanna find out more information, we highly suggest doing so with the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Okay, let's talk about the outside of the Incase ARC Small Crossbody. First up is the style, which I think, vertical slings are actually pretty cool. They're really growing on me. I was team horizontal sling for years, but I kind of like the vertical lifestyle as well. And I think it's about its accessibility, but also it's just got some style to it. Now, Incase's style is gonna be more on the subtle side, which I definitely appreciate, especially if you're traveling with this sling, just gonna draw less attention to it. And that's because of the fabrics that are being used. We're just using a 900D polyester, and then the same polyester, I believe, for this front panel here. But as you can see, it's a bit more rubbery, which means it has a weatherproof coating on it. Good news is that polyester is just great for bags. It's light, it's pretty abrasion resistant, not as abrasion resistant as nylon, but it gets the job done, but it's also quite weather resistant as well. Just one thing to keep in mind for this fabric though, is it's a little bit rubbery, which could be a plastic coating, which means it might peel over time with a lot of direct exposure to sunlight. Not saying it will, not saying it won't, just something to be aware of. Incase's branding, pretty subtle. The lettering is made of metal, which gives it a bit of a premium look and feel. Now we're gonna talk about the 1, 2, 3 compartments in the next section. But for now, let's talk about how this bad boy can be carried. Because probably the biggest conversation in regards to, just the overall functionality of this crossbody. First of all, let's take a look at the shoulder strap. We've got a really nice nylon webbing here. This is basically the same exact fabric that's used like on a seatbelt, like a nice seatbelt. We are at a width of exactly 1 inch. Great call, Margaret. Let's measure the length. All right, we got a max length, we'll call it 55 inches. Now all the hardware is made from Duraflex. This is great because although this sling is only 40 bucks, Incase is using a lot of really high quality materials. Duraflex hardware, really nice nylon webbing here, YKK zippers. So although the 1-year warranty by industry standards is kind of low and not that exciting or confidence inspiring, at least I can say Incase is splurging on the best materials in the game. So notice we have 1, 2, 3, 4 attachment points. The top 2 are made of plastic. The bottom 2 are just nylon webbing. Now looking at Incase's website, they're showcasing this bad boy to be worn in multiple ways. One of the ways they're showcasing is the necklace, like this. Margaret, how do I look? Bling bling, am I right? I personally would not be rocking the sling like this. Margaret's shaking her head behind the camera saying hell to the no. But I guess in theory you could. That's the cool thing about a sling like this is you can have it your way. So you can unclip here and then go into pure horizontal mode, like so. Or I think if you really dig crossbody mode, there's also the potential to do the diagonal. You can get a decent crossbody fit like this, lots of options. But not all orientations are equal. As for notice, all the pockets in this sling are built for vertical access, right? So therefore, you're not gonna wanna really wear this sling this way because then opening it, it's gonna, all this stuff's gonna tumble out, or whatever's in this pocket here or this back pocket could potentially tumble out. So although Incase is giving you the option, it is slightly gimmicky at the same time as to where you're just not gonna be able to functionally carry your stuff like this with the way the bag is designed. So for me, you're definitely gonna wanna figure out ways to wear this sling, vertical orientation. And I think necklace mode is growing on me. This is swagalicious, dude. Let me hear your thoughts though. You're rocking this in necklace mode. Do you like that it can do horizontally even though it's a vertical sling? Let me know your thoughts on how you carry this in the comments below. Okay, stop laughing, Margaret, I'll take it off. I get it, I look lame. But then one cool note that I didn't even mention too is the fact that the strap is removable means that this bad boy could just be used as a tech pouch. Also a good call, Margaret. Because of these clips, you could attach it to the outside of your bag and it could be like your own like modular thing. You might even be able to get this on like a strap of a backpack. It's definitely got some versatility points to it, I'm not gonna lie. And if you wanna just like use this for your phone when you're traveling, you know, throw it in your travel bag, maybe even your tech stuff, this bag is definitely bringing a lot of functionality to the table. But the most important part of the functionality is going to be the compartments. So let's go ahead and transition into the next chapter. Let's talk about the inside of the Incase ARC Small Crossbody bag. Now on the front and the back, like I said, we got these two little, basically drop pockets. They're just sleeves. And these pockets are gonna have pros and cons to them. One pro will just be accessibility, right? You can slide your phone in there. This is my iPhone 13. And then when you're rocking it on your body, it's just easy to grab. But that's also going to cause some problems for some of y'all out there as to where things can just easily slip out of these pockets. It's not being protected with a zipper, a magnet. There's no like safety protocol, which might be fine for some of you guys out there with your phone, because like, you know, it's a nice tight fit, not really gonna be going anywhere. But if you just slide your AirPods into that sleeve and you know, they can slip out significantly more easily. So let me hear your thoughts. Like, do you wish that there was at least like a magnet there just to give it a bit more security? Or do you prefer actually that quick access without any magnet and or a zipper? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Main compartment, like I said, accessible with two YKK zippers. YKK makes the best zippers in the game. These zipper pulls are pretty basic, but get the job done. Give you a nice little bit of leverage. And you can see on the inside, we've got a decent lining. It's okay. It's okay because it's not the darkest. I mean, it's still dark. It's more dark than I would prefer. You can see with the lining, there's like these little dots as to where it kind of creates like a little bit of a starry interior, which just kind of creates a little bit of a highlight effect inside of your bag. Not much, but you know, I guess better than nothing. And inside you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 internal pockets. We're gonna pack it out and kind of talk about the whole functionality. Now you notice all this gear I have right here? You'll notice that it's all small because this thing's just tiny. Look at like this Columbia 24-ounce water bottle. It's not the biggest water bottle in the world, just kind of a normal size. And you know, there's no way you're getting something like this in here. So like, just keep in mind, this is just what we term in the industry as a pocket reliever, or less poetically referred to as a pocket dump. You're just taking things from here and putting them in here. Now let's start with this tech sleeve here, and I call it the tech sleeve because it's a great spot for your phone. iPhone 13 again, with a case on, sliding in there pretty nicely. Now below it we have this pocket, which is my favorite pocket because it's made with a really nice elasticy mesh. It's got a really nice feel to it, and the soft lining makes me think it's a good spot for my shades potentially. But notice already, we're packing this thing out, so you're not gonna feel a lot of small stuff in here, and you're not gonna wanna put a lot of fragile stuff in here. Now let's talk about these two pockets, because I'm not crazy about them. On the Incase website, it shows credit cards being put in those pockets, which, you know, light flex to my Sapphire Reserve. I guess that's like a thing, but for me, like my cards, they're already in my wallet. I guess potentially for non-wallet users or people who are sick of their wallet, who want this to be their wallet. Maybe there's something there, But the problem is these pockets are literally credit card sized. So if you want to fit something a bit larger in there, like my gum, there's not a lot of depth to that pocket, which just means that whatever you're packing in these pockets might, slide out over time. So overall, I don't love these pockets, but you can see I'm gonna put my gum on the top there and some chapstick here. They're not the most functional. Unless you are using them for credit cards, then I think they're great. But that aside, these are not gonna stay in very long, and then it's gonna be anarchy all up in the bag. So let's just say I put my sunglasses, some things at the bottom, keys, try and now you can't even slide your wallet in there. It's definitely limited in regards to organization. But just to give you an idea of one more point about this sling, is when the bag is fully packed out, the front and back pockets get tight as well. So I'm able to fit my Harbor London wallet in here, but getting it out, it's just, it just requires a bit extra wrist power. And same thing with my iPhone 13, but on the pro side, that does make it a bit more secure. Last point, quick comfort test, but to be honest, this is kind of redundant because a sling this small, it's always gonna be comfortable, right? For me, I'm not gonna probably rock it in chain mode. I think out of all the modes, this would be my favorite as to where I know it's in my front. I'm just not gonna get effed with in the back. Crossbody, very comfortable, and that vertical axis, it's great. It's just a little tight, but that's the whole point of the sling. It's 0.5 liters. Keep that in mind. This is not like a 2 or 3 liter sling. And I gotta say, before we jump into the next section, if you are enjoying this review, you might be a bit of a gearhead. And if that's the case, I wanna let you know that here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do reviews of crossbody bags and backpacks, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that newsletter, you can look at me like your reporter in the field for everything that's happening in the world of EDC and travel gear. I'm talking the newest releases, limited edition collabs, plus exclusive access to our discount codes and giveaways. So if you wanna keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in this incredible industry, be sure to look for this globe emoji in the description below. I hope to see you in your inbox. Let's talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Incase ARC Crossbody. Pro number 1 is the fact that it's both a sling and a tech pouch. Pro number 2 is going to be the multiple ways to carry it. And pro number 3, given the high quality materials, I do think this bag comes in at a pretty impressive price point. But every bag has cons. Let me give you 3 of mine for the Incase ARC. Con number 1, horizontal mode is a bit of a gimmicky marketing thing in my opinion. Con number 2 is just how tight the front and back pocket can be. And con number 3 is gonna be the lack of versatility with these 2 interior pockets. Just wish they were deeper. Maybe there was just one. They don't really do it for me. But they might do it for you. And if that's the case, we just want to remind you that if you're going to make a purchase, we highly suggest doing it with the first link in the description. Because again, that link just makes sure you get the best price. And if we have any discount codes, that's what they'll be. But I also teased some alternative recommendations earlier in the video. Let's talk about them. First up, if you are new to the channel, I highly suggest watching our Nomads Nation leaderboard rankings video. This is where myself, our media manager, Margaret, and the rest of the Nomads Nation squad, we all get together and we talk about our favorite bags in a lot of different categories. I think it's like 12 in the most recent video. And it's cool because then you can see all the best options on the market by different use cases, right? Because everyone uses bags differently. I've gone ahead and linked that above. But if we're pretty close with the Incase ARC, here's a couple of alternatives that are just a little bit different. Alternative suggestion number 1 is going to be the TomToc T37. It's a great option for you if you like the Incase price point, but you just want to see someone do it a little bit differently with a vertical sling. TomToc is known for making great gear. I think that maybe this bag is a little less tight, albeit not quite as sleek looking. And my second alternative is going to be the Alpaka Metro Sling V2. This is a great pick for you if you're really digging the vertical slings, but you don't mind jumping up a little bit in the price point for higher quality materials and just a little bit better of a user experience. Not by much. This thing still slaps, don't get me wrong, but Alpaka does give you a bit more functionality, but then again, also at a higher price point. Honestly, all 3 bags are great. They all have their unique set of pros and cons, but to learn more about the alternatives, just go ahead and watch these videos right here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.